All right, what's up, guys? This is Drunk Wax Era. Bear with me. This is my first video, and I am not a videographer, so this probably isn't going to be perfect. Also, I prefer to have a few beers before I do anything social, so I consider this social. Uh, anyway, this is going to be an HGA reveal. I have a significant amount of Shaquille O'Neals. I'm pretty proud of my collection. Some might say it is a ridiculous collection, but I did send some out to HGA before everyone kind of jumped on the bandwagon, and I wanted to show basically how some of these early 90s cards graded, and then I do have some right around the 2000 area refractor wise that should give you guys an idea of what you'd get. So it is pretty standard that this is tough grading. So looking at this stuff, yeah, you'd get better grades at PSA, uh, but not really better cards. So we'll start off with I sent in my Shaquille O'Neal Top Stadium Club starting lineup. So this was actually a really sharp card, I think, considering they came in basically action figure cases. Got 8 on corners, 8 on edges, 9 on centering. The surface was a 7, so there were some scratches on it. But overall, pretty tight card. Again, considering it was in basically a bubble for an action figure. I'll give you a look at the back. All right, one of my favorites, personal favorites anyway. We got the members only Stadium Club. This is the members choice version. So it's not the actual rookie card. I guess it's considered rookie year if you're a ComC fan. But 9 on corners and centering, 8.5 on edges and surface. Then it has that pretty little gold emblem right here. Overall, really nice card. These slabs are amazing though. I've had everything. PSA, BGS, SGC. I have not had CSG. I know everyone's big fans. Not really. It seems like it's about half and half. But out of every slab, these are definitely my favorite. Here we go. Here's the Fleer Ultra Rookie. So most of these I did with his uniform, just to be fair, in case anybody's wondering what was going on with the slabs. So 9.5 on corners, 9.5 on edges, 9 on surface and centering. Really nice tight slab. I know most people have compared them to the other slabs. I'm not going to waste your guys' time with that. Let's just say this. Of all the slabs I've had in my hand, these are the prettiest slabs out of the packaging. I think PSA is kind of junky. For those of you that like missionary position, PSA is kind of your role. For those of you that like, a different position, BGS might be your role. These are for the guys that like to really break it out with their lady friends. Here's the starting lineup, Topps base version, and an 8. Really hit me on the corners. Again, these came in basically action figure packs. I'm not going to sit there and cry about it. If you look at this card, if I can get it focused, it's a really good card look overall. Again, really nice label if I can get that to focus. Again, I'll blame this on the fact that I didn't take it out of the plastic. But nonetheless, we'll get moving. 8.5 on the rejectors. 9's all around, but an 8 on surface. There we go. That seems to be the hot spot right about there for focus. So just cover this real quick while we're looking at this one. A lot of people have said, how do you know, HGA doesn't have any background in grading. Those people clearly didn't watch the first videos that Tyler Hitt put out. Anybody that's been in manufacturing knows that the technology to grade a card has been out for nearly a decade, if not more. It just took someone with some capital to put money behind it. he basically said he calibrated the computer system to go in between PSA and BGS. So it's going to be tougher than PSA and not quite as tough as BGS. And for those of you that make the dopey statements about how do you know they're grading the right thing, well, consider this. They programmed a computer to grade in between PSA and BGS. It's not that simple to figure out. And if you actually watch videos on like Keyence, IM 6500 machines, you'll see that, and I kid you not, the videos are 10 years old. They show you the technology for corners and things like that have been out for a decade and been on YouTube for a decade. It just takes a little bit of research. So, love this Skybox draft pick card. 9s all around, surface 8.5. Again, with the early 90s cards, it's going to be hard to get a good surface. And I'm not complaining. I'd rather have an 8.5, honestly, in this slab where I know it's, a genuine grade when it comes to my PC stuff than have a PSA 10 that I know is bonkers and I can't show my friends because I'm embarrassed. That being said, PSA 10 could also be a BGS black label. It's just a bad job out of you if you sent it to PSA and it could have made black label. Corners 8.5 on this guy. Edges 8.5 as well. Surface and centering 9. Probably should have taken these out of the plastic, but there we go. Just a really sharp card. Again, forgive me. I hope I'll get better at putting this stuff on screen for you guys. I have a lot of cards, and so I put this on my Instagram as well. Don't hate me for being able to get so many cards into HGA. Before everyone jumped on the bandwagon, there were 4 or 5 days you could get in and get your submissions. And some of us were trying to get in and support a new company. So, the reason I have so many is that particular reason. I was trying to help support them. I thought it was something nifty, and it was for my PC. So if it didn't go well, oh well. I thought it was a cool idea, and it seemed like he had it. Tyler had the right idea going, and it's been nothing but great as far as customer service. Anytime I checked up, message within a couple days. Anyone that's dealt with PSA, BGS knows that a message in a couple days is just not going to happen. So 92-93 rookie, it's the base, Shaquille O'Neal. Got a 9 on this, which is actually a really nice grade for something this old with this tight of tolerances. Corners were the 8.5. Otherwise, it would have been mint all the way around. But really happy with this grade. Again, these labels are sick. I don't care. Anyone that collects cards, just the PC stuff, this is where it's at. And just so you know, if you just started collecting in the last couple years and you love PSA, BGS was like the shit 5 years ago. Pardon my French. BGS was where it was at 5 years ago, and a BGS 9.5 sold for more than a PSA 10. So don't collect PSA 10s thinking that they're going to be more valuable the whole time. There's very possible that it could go the other way. Eight and a half on this one. So this is his base rookie from Stadium Club. 8.5's all around, but the centering got a 9. Nice card overall, though. It's another base rookie with a 9. This was, pardon me, 9's all around. If I can get it to focus. There we go. 9's all around. Again, a really tight card. So, a lot of people ask, how do you know what to send? I would definitely, if you don't have an eye for grading, don't send your stuff to HGA without having someone else look at it. So, I got an 8 on this number 1 Upper Deck Shaquille rookie, which I think is a really good grade for, again, as tight as the tolerances are on the grading. I think, I mean, you look at those corners for this card, you see the edges, barely any whiting. Centering's pretty good on the back. Holograms where it's supposed to be. You know, PSA might have given me a 10, but it's for the PC. I don't really necessarily think a PSA 10 is that big of a deal. All right, so loving this one. This one's a members only. You can see my fancy little gold label there. It's not my fancy gold label. It's Top Stadium Club, but 9s all around, 8.5 on surface. This card, I'm not sure what it was going for recently. I feel ashamed to tell anybody what I used to pay for these cards, but I started back up around 2011. And for instance, I'll go back real quick. So this card, this 9 Topps rookie, who knows what it would go for on the open market? Probably, you know, at least $100 if you were smart. At least $100 in today's market, but I probably paid, you know, $1 for this in 2012. Side note, I had a room in my apartment that my wife now, who was my girlfriend at the time, called the Love Shack because I had 6,000 Shaq cards in there that I bought throughout the year. So it is what it is. This isn't not an addiction. If you can make money off of it, then it's a, you know, a side hustle. If you're losing money, it's an addiction and you should probably get help. All right. So those were all the rookies, or the rookie year at least. Here's some of the ones that I had graded that were next year. Still Magic, but not rookie year. So instantly regretted not having card match on this one, as some of the card match ones that I've seen on eBay are pretty sexy. 9 on corners, 9 on edges, 8 on centering, and 8.5 on surface. This was actually a really tight card. I mean, I thought it was a little bit better than 8 centering, but I'll take it. I think it's up and down, actually, is where I lost it. But the machinist in me says that left to right is not very bad. Yep, just kidding. On my phone, I could see it. It's definitely heavier on the right side, quite a bit. Apologize for the video moving. I've got this thing up on a box. All right, we've got the 95-96 Beam Team. Let's see if I can get this in there. Yep, 9 corners, 9 centering, 8.5 edges, and 8 on the surface. So this was a pretty nice card. Again, did the jersey match because I just think it looks so pretty. So if you don't know and you're unfamiliar with Shaq cards of this era, these are actually really good grades when you're dealing with this. Now this one, really proud of. I thought this could have possibly been a 10. And I saw Merle Worlds had one with a card match. Now, this is not a card match, it's a jersey match. Again, before I knew kind of what the card matches were going to look like. Almost True Gem. We just missed on surface. But check out this card. These were like 1 in 36 back in the day. A lot of people, you know, again, there's a million Luka Silvers, and I think Luka's going to be great. But modern day people aren't paying attention to the rarity of cards. These were 1 in 36 to get 1 Topps Black Gold. And then there were ones that would give you like the winner, and you would win like a half of a set. So, you know, that was cool too. But these were like the ultimate chase. You'd pay like $1 something at Kmart to get a pack of 93, 94 Topps, trying to lock one of these Topps Black Gold. And as much as I can remember saving and buying, I only ever got a Chris Webber, which at the time was really valuable because it was his rookie year, and then he ended up not necessarily being a stud, so not worth as much, but still a cool card. So I've got, you know, some of my favorite cards are these 93, 94 ultra famous nicknames. They never did it again, and yet they were super cool. I actually, in another video I'll show, I sent the Michael Jordan version where it says Air on the side. But this is just a really cool subset. and one that there were plenty of. So unlike Scoring Kings from that year, you can get your hands on some. Really, the only thing that hurt me on this was 8 on surface. Otherwise, overall, really nice score. Got another one. I had a 9 on this one. So the surface did not hurt me. 9s all around. If there's a true gem, I guess that's my true mint. Alright, and then this one I just love. It's pretty. It's pretty, but it's also pretty tough to grade and clearly pretty tough to focus on. Give me a break, phone. Get to it. Bear with me. There we go. 8 corners, 8 edges, 9 centering, and 8.5 on the surface. Again, really tight card. I mean, these things sparkle. And you should be able to see the edges on the back are really clean. You got a little bit of whiting on this corner. A little bit of whiting. You know, the edge is not perfect up here, but for these cards, you can't buy a box of these cards and open up one of these. They're all stuck together. Unless you kept it in a hole in Arizona or something where there's no water. All right. Sorry. Getting on that salty mode that can happen sometimes. Last couple ones. Oh, no, I didn't. Yes, I did. I forgot a rookie year card. So all rookie series. This is actually what started my eBay buying of Shaq. Was this card that I wanted. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. 9s all around. I actually bought this set. This was something I wanted when I was younger. Couldn't afford it. And then it came up. The whole set was $6. So it had Clarence Weatherspoon, Leitner. I think Mourning was in that one. All right, and then the last Magic one is this 93-94 Finest. Main Attraction. Kind of a lesser popular subset that came out with that. Actually, the base is probably the more popular. Centering's great on that. If you notice up here, it's equal both sides. Just overall, really pretty card. 8.5 all around though, and the 9 on the centering. Pretty sure they never made a refractor of this. However, I've sent a lot of refractors in the last couple submissions that I got through to HGA. A lot of people ask, can you win the lottery? The answer is yes. And if you play literally every time that they have it, you've got a better chance. But now with everyone pushing with PSA shut down, SGC's prices being raised, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be tough to get in there, and good for them. It's nice to have a product so popular that people are, knocking your door down to get into it. Anyone that's in business knows that's a pretty good problem to have. All right, so 9s all around. This is my Shaq Season's Best, the Postman Refractor. And this card is pretty. It's so pretty that you might be thrown off by this. But I sent a second one. I sent a second one that literally got identical grades. And I'm not going to lie, I think these both would have been Gem Mint PSA. Not that, again, there's to each their own. If you like PSA, don't take this the wrong way. PSA just definitely has a lower standard for what a 10 is, and that's by design. Also, they were the first one, so they kind of set what their 10 was, and then BGS kind of said, well, we're going to have higher standards for the next one, and then a lot of companies jumped on that SGC and whatnot, and now HGA, a 10 is much harder to get. So I think the savvy investor knows that if you get a chance to get a 10, pristine BGS, SGC, or HGA, that's what you get. If it's the same price as a PSA 10, you get that. There's going to be less. just by design. If you send all cards to get graded, they're to one grading service. Like all Luca Silvers went to PSA. You'd have, say you have 100,000 PSA 10s of every single one that got sent. If you send them to BGS, you might have 1,000 get pristine 10s. I'm not saying that's the actual factor, but just think about that stuff when you're buying stuff and you're not planning on reselling it to the people that haven't figured out that PSA 10s aren't that pretty. Now they can be, again, they can be really pretty, but if you want to guarantee you get a pristine. We got this season's best Keymaster Refractor. Love these refractor cards. So I've also thought about making a video for everyone. I don't know how many times I go on eBay and try to be nice and send people a message. Hey, what you have listed is not a refractor. And they say, how do you know? And it's because it doesn't refract light. I know a lot of people say it wrong too. I think even a sports card investor, Jeff Wilson, said refractor for a while. If it doesn't light up like a rainbow when white light hits it, it's not a refractor. And the easiest way to describe it is if people understand what a prism does to white light that hits this should turn into the rainbow. But maybe I'll put that out if it seems like that might help people out. And then last Shaq Lakers card that I sent in. So looks like an 8.5 there on edges, 9 on corners, surface centering. Really nice though overall. Proud of this card. I think it's really pretty. I mean, that background picture almost disappears depending on how you have this. It's a row 1, section 2, seat 7. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I loved Shaq when he was with the Magic. I followed him with the Lakers, so I rooted for the Lakers. And dare I say, really enjoyed some of their championships. And then when he went to Miami, I went back to like the hometown teams and started rooting for the Cavs. And then one day, Shaq ended up on the Cavs. They didn't make any good cards for him when he was on the Cavs. I mean, most of them looked like junk. But I liked him. I guess deep down, I liked him and collected a lot of Shaq Cleveland Cavaliers cards that aren't worth anything. But anyway, hope you guys at least like the video, get to see something, especially with Shaq. I will be putting up other cards, so I have a bunch of Jordans, a bunch of Tatis. I had a couple Kobe's, didn't do so well on one of them. I had several Bo Bichettes, Vince Carter rookie, and Dirk Nowitzki and whatnot, but try and split these up to some bite-sizable, if you will, videos and see if anybody even likes them before I waste a bunch of time on it. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, like it and leave a comment so I know to make some more. Thanks.